And we're back at it again. Good morning and Merry Christmas. Today is Christmas Day. You're not going to see this video on Christmas Day, but it is currently Christmas Day. So I hope you guys are all having a very Merry Christmas. You're getting to hang out with family, friends, or by yourself, whatever you like to do. I hope you're getting to do it today. Hopefully you're not having to work, and if you are, hopefully you're making lots of money while doing it. So today I'm going to get this end cap welded on for sure, just so when I do get nuts and bolts, I'm ready to install the tongue. And I'm also going to get the DOM tubing put on here, which is going to be our sleeve or our guide for the bale spear itself. And the bale spear is 1 3/8 cold roll steel, so hopefully it'll be plenty strong enough. Hopefully this will be plenty strong enough to hold everything together. The way I built this is I put the center of this pin, which is my pivot point for the arm, slightly in front of the axle. I don't know, it's not really something that can be seen easily, but it is. You can just trust me on it. So I think if I put the bale spear centered basically on this again, it should be where we need to be. At least that's my hope. Well, I got some good news and I got some bad news. The good news is that I've got the sleeves for the spikes on and welded. Took a lot of time to make sure that they were square with the rails, and they looked really good. Bad news is, and this is embarrassing, and I honestly debated on whether I would show this or not. Like I said, I'm not a fabricator. I've never really fabricated anything like this before. I've done a lot of stuff with wood, but I've never worked with metal until this. So I'm gonna show you what I did. Just don't laugh at me. Don't know if you can see what would be wrong here, but let me do something and it'll become glaringly obvious if you don't already see it. Can you see it? Can you see what mistake I made? Yeah. So, what I did when I was doing this is I put this sleeve in parallel to this, and the same thing on that side. And there's either a little bit of a twist, or I had it just a little bit off, or when I tacked it, it moved just a little bit, you know, up or down, whatever. So when I put this square down here, so I put the square right there, okay, so that it's flush up against that rail all the way down, and I measure here to there, and then I measure here up. It's about 1/8 of an inch difference. Not huge. On this side, when I do it. It's an 1/8 of an inch difference as well, but the opposite way, so that this side is running down, this side is running up, which then accentuates how far off they are from each other. It's very frustrating, for sure. The other issue that I ran into, this leg right here is slightly shorter, again about an 1/8 of an inch, than this leg from the frame rail. When I measure from this frame rail to this top, it's about 1/4 of an inch taller, I mean an 1/8 of an inch taller than this one. And I know this is the same size on both, and this is the same size on both. What I think I did was when I made this hinge here, I recessed the hinge inside of there. So I think what happened when I recessed it was I recessed one side a little bit more than the other side. And when you have an 1/8 of an inch here and an 1/8 of an inch there and an 1/8 of an inch again, you end up running into that right there. It's very, very frustrating. And I'll tell you why it's very frustrating. One of the reasons, outside of, you know, the obvious, because I thought, it's good. I didn't check squareness. I didn't do any of that stuff before I started, before I welded. So I tacked it, made sure it was square, and I just went to town welding it. And I welded it pretty dang good. Several passes, each pass bigger than the last to make it a good weld, because there's going to be a lot of tension on it. Well, I never checked to make sure that the tube or sleeve was square or level or straight or whatever you want to call it. I never put a square on it that way until after I got it welded. So the only way that I can fix this is to do a literal crap ton of grinding and on both of them, because they both need to be moved a little bit. Neither one of them, I mean, they're both square with the rail, they're just not square with the unroller itself, which is 100% my fault. I really, really, really don't want to grind these sleeves off and start over, essentially. That's not something that I really, really want to do. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. So there is one more option, and that other option is that I just leave it. I leave it the way that it is. I don't know that it's gonna affect the operability of the bale and roller, and the only people that will know is me and anyone who watches this video. And this is not something that I would have to fix immediately right away. However, it would be something that if I do decide to fix, that I would need to fix before I do any bracing. Because then it would just be more welds that I'd have to cut away. And I would like to avoid cutting away, grinding away all that I can. You know, I don't know. What would you do if this was your bale and roller? Would you fix it? the perfectionist in me wants to fix it. The guy who needs the bale unroller done wants to just leave it. Because even though it's a nice day today, and it's been a nice week this week, we got cold fronts moving in, and I'm gonna need to use this bale unroller, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. It's a very frustrating thing, for sure. While I think about what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try to start getting a point put on that right there. Probably gonna do something a little bit sketchy here. I don't want to grind the whole thing, but I need to get a spike put on the end over there. So I'm gonna try to cut some material away with the chop saw. We'll see how that works for me. This may be great, this may be terrible. You can kind of see it was maybe working a little bit. I don't know. I'm probably just gonna have to get the grinder out and grind it. Gonna try something different. See if this doesn't work a little bit better, maybe. We'll see. So I got the bolts and got those connected here. I used some grade 8 is what I had talked about, and it seems to work really good. And then I also drilled these holes and bolted that on there. All I've got left to do is finish grinding points, this point on, cut this down, and then grind the point on the other one. After I cut it down to the right length, I need to weld some sort of plate onto here to so it doesn't go all the way through the sleeve here. Well, after a ridiculously long time of grinding and then grinding some more and going and getting more grinding discs and grinding some more and going through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6 different grinding discs, I finally have some something that looks like it could be bale spears. I think they'll work. I hope. Now what I want to do is I need to get the length of this side and this side. So my overall from the inside here to the inside on that same, the same thing on this side is 67.5. So half of that would be 33 3/4, but I don't want the bale spears touching necessarily inside of there. So the problem is if I cut them at 33 3/4, that's how much space there'll be left. Because if you remember, I've got this tube on both sides, and this tube is 10 inches long, and the bale spear will only, sorry, so this tube is 10 inches long, and then the bale spear will only come to the end of this tube, because I'm going to put a stopper, weld a stopper onto the end of the cold roll to stop it. And I would like that to be a little bit smaller. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 5 inches to each side, which will just account for one of these 10-inch sleeves. and see what that looks like. All right, so that's what it looks like. Man, I don't know. I think that'll work. Yeah, I mean, if it doesn't, I'll always think it should have, I guess. We still need to cut this down, and then out of the scrap here somewhere, figure out a stopper, a plate that goes on here. All right, so I've got the bale spears cut down to length. Got them hopefully speary enough. And I've also got the ends beveled so that I can weld a plate on, and I've made the plates. And you can see here, and then I made this plate right here. It'll be a stopper for the end so that the bale spear doesn't go all the way through the tube. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these plates welded up, and we'll be almost ready to give this thing a try. I'm pretty excited. So I found the center. You can see the lines there. So there it is. Got the plate on there. That's the idea. All right, so there it is. Not the most lovely weld ever. I'm not necessarily the most proud of that weld, but it's on there. This one's on as well, and you can see it does what I need it to do. So that's what it'll look like, or that's what it does look like, rather. It's doing what I need it to do, hopefully. We still have to put a bale in there and see if the bale holds and works, and or if the unroller holds it and works and does what I need it to do. Also, I need to get a chain or some way to keep this so it doesn't come out when the bale is unrolling. So, you know, if I have it in there, I want it to stay while I have a bale unrolling. So some sort of, you know, if I can tack a chain onto here, or I drill a hole here with the carabiner that connects to this chain, just to keep it from going out when I'm unrolling a bale. And then also for transport, just to keep the spears in. I also need to finish putting a brace from here to here on both sides, but for now I'm gonna have to call it a day because it is starting to get dark. Can't really tell from the camera, but it is definitely dark. I just appreciate you watching, and if you haven't already, subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, share the video. It really helps us out. You know, all the stuff that you guys hear from all the other people. But we appreciate you watching and giving us your support, and it truly does mean a lot to us. So thank you very much for watching. Be blessed and be a blessing. See you on the next one. I'm going to show you this beautiful sunset though.